Bonjour Year 7, welcome to Lesson 5 on the topic of On s'amuse, we enjoy ourselves. Here's the list of equipment for today's lesson. You will need the exercise book the school gave you, a pen and a ruler, either 3 different coloured pens or 3 highlighter pens, your knowledge organiser from Module 6 and wordreference.com, which can be opened in Windows, little tabs on your computer to help you. Pause to get that ready now. Please remember to email me if you have any questions about the activities in today's lesson, and here's my email. Please also remember to upload a copy of your work to class charts as soon as you can after the lesson. Merci. Copiez la date, lundi 15 juin, Monday the 15th of June, et le titre, tous les jours je joue du violon. I play the violin every day, or every day I play the violin. Underline those as well, and then write down the objective, l'objectif, to say which musical instruments I play and how often. Pause to do that now. And here's your do now activity. It should take about 5 minutes. I want you to copy the French numbers and just write them in figures like I've done here. So for the example, 70 equals 70. So you just need to write the French number out with the figure next to it. Okay, here we go. Try and do it without looking back in your book if you can to see what you remember from last lesson. Pause to do the activity now and press play to get the answers. And so let's check your answers now. Numéro 1, 40 equals 40. 2, 60 equals 60. 3, 80 is 80. Remember, it has an S on when it's 80 exactly. If it has a number after that with a hyphen, we chop off that S. But for 80 exactly, then we have the S on there. 50 equals 50. 500 equals 100. 690 equals 90. So pause to double check those now. Press play to go on to activity 1. Okay, well done for your do now. You've done really well. Activity 1. We're going to go through a grammar point. I just want you to listen to my explanation first of all. Okay, to say you play an instrument, you use jouer de. Okay, so we've had playing sports where it's jouer à, but for an instrument it's actually jouer de. So for an instrument that takes le, which is masculine instrument, we have de plus le, and that changes to do, so there is a change there. If it's masculine instrument, we change the de plus le to do. Okay, so for example, le piano. To say I play the piano, we say je joue du piano. Okay, because it's le piano, de plus le equals do, so je joue du piano, I play the piano. However, for an instrument that takes la in the feminine, the de and the la stay the same, they are unchanged, we keep the de and la. So for example, la guitare is feminine, je joue de la guitare is I play the guitar. Hopefully that's nice and simple for you. I would now like you to copy the rule into your book and highlight with 2 different colours the masculine and feminine, just as I've done on this slide. Pause to do that now and press play when you're ready to go on to the next activity. Okay, activity 2. We have the question, tu joues d'un instrument? Do you play an instrument? And we have the answer, oui, je joue, yes, I play. And then the different instruments in the masculine form, so du saxophone, du piano, du violon, du clavier. Okay. And in the right-hand column, we have the same question, and we have the answers for the feminine instruments. Tu joues un instrument? Oui, je joue de la guitare, de la trompette, de la batterie. Okay. And we have a third option. Non, je joue pas d'instrument. No, I don't play an instrument. Okay, I'd like you to pause and copy out that grammar point in the 2 columns, just like on the slide. Can you highlight in 3 different colours? So the masculine in the blue, over here, feminine in the red, and then in your 3rd colour, the negative, I don't play an instrument. Okay, pause to do that now and press play to go to activity 3. I'd now like you to spend 10 minutes making flashcards using the 3 coloured pens for the different words highlighted on the slide here. First of all, I want you to learn all of the vocabulary, looking at the French and giving the English once you've memorised them. And then I want you to spend the rest of the time looking at the English and giving the French accurately. That should take around 10 minutes. So pause to do that now and press play when you're ready to go on to the next activity. Okay, we're going to practice our pronunciation of some of the new vocabulary now. So remember to raise your voice at the end for a question. Here we go. Écoutez et répétez. Tu joues d'un instrument? And again, tu joues d'un instrument? Good. So that's your question, do you play an instrument? Now to answer it, we've got a series of different columns, as always. The first column's got time phrases in it. The second one has got the verb je joue, I play. The third one has got musical instruments in. So the masculine ones at the top, which take du, and then the feminine ones at the bottom that take de la. Then we've got connectives, and because, however. And then we've got opinions. À mon avis c'est, in my opinion it is. Now this is a complex opinion, so I want you to start using this kind of term because it really improves your French. And then we've got the reasons for liking, different musical instruments here, and the reasons for disliking musical instruments here. Okay, let's practice some of these time phrases first of all. Écoutez et répétez normalement. Normalement. D'habitude. D'habitude. De temps en temps. De temps en temps. So we pronounce this S here and it's like a T-O-N-S sound, temps. And this one, because it's got nothing after it, we don't pronounce the S at all, it's temps, like T-O-N. Okay, one more time. De temps en temps. Good. We've got on Wednesdays here, le mercredi. Écoutez et répétez again. Le mercredi. And this can be replaced with any day of the week, lundi, mardi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi, or dimanche. That's fine. Let's see if we can remember how to say this. Après le collège. Après le collège. Good. This is how to say every day. Tous les jours. And again, tous les jours. Lovely. Écoutez, répétez. Je joue. Je joue. Okay, the musical instruments. Du saxophone. Du saxophone. So you notice that the bit that looks like phone in English is pronounced like F-O-N, phone, here in French. That's the sounding of P-H-O-N-E, phone. One more time, du saxophone. Good. Now violin is violon, ending in O-N. So let's try that one now. Du violon. And again, écoutez, répétez, du violon. Good. Next, du piano. Du piano. Good. And the feminine ones. Écoutez et répétez. De la guitare. De la guitare. Good. De la trompette. De la trompette. De la batterie. De la batterie. Here I'm just going to focus on this one because it's the trickier. The rest you should know. Cependant. Cependant. Good. Let's practice here. À mon avis, c'est. À mon avis, c'est. Okay, so that's your complex opinion. And you should be happy with these. Let's try this one. Génial. Génial. Okay. Bien. Bien. Good. Facile. Facile. Good. Okay, so instrument is an I in French at the start is like an an sound, like an AN sound almost. Listen carefully and then you repeat after me. Mon instrument préféré. Again. Mon instrument préféré. Let's do it a third time for luck. Mon instrument préféré. Good. And the trickier ones here are ennuyeux. Your turn. Ennuyeux. Difficile. Difficile. Affreux. Affreux. Good. Well done. And now I'm going to read 4 sentences out using the sentence builder, and I want you to write down what you hear in French. So if you write number 1 to 4 in the margin and pause to do that now. Numéro 1. Normalement, je joue du saxophone. Et, à mon avis, c'est super. Okay, number 1 repeated now. 1. Normalement, je joue du saxophone et, à mon avis, c'est super. Pause if you need to now. Rewind if you need to as well. 2. D'habitude, je joue du piano parce que, à mon avis, c'est facile. Pause if you need to. I'm going to repeat again. 2. D'habitude, je joue du piano parce que, à mon avis, c'est facile. Trois. Le mercredi, je joue de la guitare, mais, à mon avis, c'est ennuyeux. One more time. Le mercredi, je joue de la guitare, mais, à mon avis, c'est ennuyeux. Pause if you need to. 4. Tous les jours, je joue de la batterie. Car, à mon avis, c'est mon instrument préféré. 4. Tous les jours, je joue de la batterie. Car, à mon avis, c'est mon instrument préféré. Pause if you need to. And when you're ready, let's go to the correction. Press play. Time to check your answers now. 1. Normalement, je joue du saxophone et à mon avis, c'est super. 2. D'habitude, je joue du piano parce qu'à mon avis, c'est facile. So here you've got, you've had to abbreviate the QUE because you can't have two vowels next to another in French. So it becomes QU apostrophe in front of the A of the next word. 3. Le mercredi, je joue de la guitare, mais à mon avis, c'est ennuyeux. 4. Tous les jours, je joue de la batterie, car à mon avis, c'est mon instrument préféré. Pause now to check those answers and make sure that the accents are in the right place. Merci. Now, I want you to translate from French into English the sentences you hear. I'm going to read 3. So write numbers 1, 2 and 3 in your margin and pause to do that now and wait for me to read the sentences twice to you. Numéro 1. Normalement, je joue du piano parce qu'à mon avis, c'est bien. Normalement, je joue du piano parce qu'à mon avis, c'est bien. Pause, you need to. 2. De temps en temps, je joue du violon. Cependant, à mon avis, c'est affreux. 2. De temps en temps, je joue du violon. Cependant, à mon avis, c'est affreux. Pause. 3. Après le collège, je joue de la trompette et, à mon avis, c'est génial. 3. Après le collège, je joue de la trompette et, à mon avis, c'est génial. Pause to check those now. You've translated them into English. Well done, Year 7. This time, I'm going to give you 3 sentences in English and I want you to translate them into French for me. So write numbers 1, 2 and 3 down in your margin and translate these for me. Pause wherever you need to and rewind. 1. Normally, I play the piano because, in my opinion, it is super. 1. Normally, I play the piano because, in my opinion, it is super. Pause. 2. Usually, I play the violin, but in my opinion, it is rubbish. And again, usually I play the violin, but in my opinion, it is rubbish. Pause. 3. Every day I play the guitar, and in my opinion, it is difficult. 3. Every day I play the guitar, and in my opinion, it is difficult. Pause and rewind as much as you need. Fantastic work, Year 7. Now I want you to use the sentence builder to write out the question at the top, tu joues d'un instrument, do you play an instrument, and then give 4 or 5 answers yourself in your exercise book. Write them in French, then afterwards translate them into English. Pause to do that now. Well done, Year 7. Fantastic work today. Really well done. Now please upload a picture of your work onto ClassChart so I can give you an achievement point. Merci, au revoir.